Alright, here we are sitting here with Hugh today, and we're going to be talking about the UFC. And I want to ask you about a particular fighter. Today, we're going to talk about Randy Couture and go over the status quo of his career. And the first question I want to ask you is, what did you think of Randy Couture's most recent performance?
I think his most recent performance was good. He fought the boxer, the skilled boxer. What was his name?
James Toney.
Is a no doubt a great boxer, very strong, powerful man. And I thought his performance was very good because Randy had a plan, and he followed his plan. He went in there to take the boxer down. He didn't want to mix it up with him because Randy's not a skilled boxer, nor does he have the power of this man. And so he figured that he would take him down and get him in a submission, and he probably was planned to go right exactly for his hand, to bend his hand back to get him to submit. And he did it very quickly and looked rather easily. So I think that he had a very good plan, and it was a very good win for him.
Okay. What did you think of Randy? Do you think he has anything left to prove?
Basically, I think Randy has been a good fighter. He still is a good fighter. He's strong, even though he's up in age a little bit. He's in fairly good shape, and he can hold his own. As far as proving anything, he's beat some of the best fighters, and all different types of fighters. And so I'd say no, he has nothing to prove. It's interesting to watch him fight, but he really doesn't have to prove anything at this point in his life.
Okay. Alright, Hugh, the next question I have for you is, do you think that every time Randy gets back in the cage to fight, do you think at his age it's a big risk?
I think that probably the older a person gets, certainly risk is added, but he's a man that stays in top-notch shape and conditioning. He, you know, like I say, can fight indefinitely as long as he's able to perform, and he, you know, he trains and he tests himself, and he's holding up good in training, and he's doing well in his training camps. He shows the energy and the skills. Then certainly he can continue to fight as long as, no matter what his age is, as long as he sees that he's performing in his training camps and all, which he's doing.
Okay. Okay, and my next question for you is going to be, at this point in Randy's career, why shouldn't he just retire?
Well, basically, I guess fighting becomes a part of a man's life. He enjoys it. He enjoys the social part of it, the people that he knows from the sport. He enjoys it to a degree because it is a challenge, and it's something that you have to continually do. So it's a part of life that type is his work that he's been doing, and what could you do better that you would enjoy any better? Probably nothing. Right now he's mentioned maybe acting or something to do with performing on the screen, and that could take him away, but right now he is doing what he likes to do, even though there might be a time when he does something else.
So he shouldn't retire basically because it's what he loves to do.
I think that Randy would retire if he, for example, became a movie star or something where he was making plenty of money and he was occupied in his life, and it was a part of his life that he enjoyed, and he would certainly, most definitely, switch from fighting to something like being an actor.
Okay. Okay, at this point in Randy's career, and what's his biggest risk by not retiring? What is he risking?
Well, you know, the biggest risk, I guess, is to get and kind of deteriorate to where he's not the fighter that he is now. And I don't think there's a danger of that. Like I say, if he started to deteriorate and started to lose energy, he would know from his training camps. They train pretty rigorously. And so that's his protection. As long as he did good in training camp coming up to the fight, certainly his performance would not be any different than that. He'd still fight well, because there's a saying that you're gonna as you practice, so will you work. And so if his practice is good, he's got a good level of endurance and skills, and his practice scrimmaging, then he certainly would do well in the fight.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So how many more wins do you think would be overkill for him in his career?
Well, I don't think there would be an overkill for him. It would just be another fight. It would all blend in with the rest of his fights, and some fights would have more glory than others, like when he fought the Tunney. And some of them would just say, well, it's just another fight, and you barely even remember them. But it does increase his longevity and his legend status. So the longer he fights, probably the more he will be remembered as a truly great fighter, which he is.
Okay. All right. But how many more opponents are there right now that are suitable for Randy?
I imagine there's a ton of them out there. There's a lot of young fighters coming up that are good. Every time we go to a fight, we see new fighters, and I'm sure there's an endless supply, because there's plenty of young men coming up. They're trying to make a name for themselves. They're trying to get to where they can make good money, and so they want to get established and become a popular. They want to be a champion, or and they have to climb the ranks. And as they climb the ranks, there's a lot of them out there. I'm sure we haven't probably even heard of probably a tenth of them.
But are they suitable for him? I mean, he's the type of guy that's strict for the wrestler and a grappler, and a lot of guys, their style will just conflict with him a lot.
I think there is probably a lot of them out there that we're not aware of that have the ability to fight Randy, and possibly they could even beat him given a good day and maybe a little luck.
Well, the thing is, we don't want to see anyone totally destroy Randy. That wouldn't be something we want to see happen. We want a tough contest for Randy, but it needs to be entertaining too, but someone that he can potentially beat at his game.
Well, you got to figure this sport like this, it can be a dangerous sport. I mean, one blow to the head, strike a certain area of the head, you could get messed up for your life. So it is a dangerous sport, and that's probably part of the thrill of the sport, the excitement. People realize, hey, this is dangerous. And if you look at a lot of the old fighters like Muhammad Ali and fighters that have been fighting for years, a lot of them have been messed up. They've got mental problems, and it's all from fighting. Football players are the same way. They've got all kind of physical ailments that they pick up from a dangerous, rigorous sport.
Yeah. Of course, we would never want to see that to happen to Randy. So that's what I mean by suitable opponents. Some guys which are just too much for him to handle. But of course, there are a lot of good fighters out there that could be a very well-balanced fight for him. Would you personally like to see Randy retire on his own at this point in his career? or keep going?
Well, you know, I think basically if he retired, it would be a wise thing. But then again, you can't determine where a man's head is, where his interest is. If he still loves it that much, you know, it's kind of hard to tell a guy to quit fishing or quit hunting, because you know he's getting too old for it, you know, and he should find something else to do. A man has to pretty much be his own judge of where he wants to go in his life, and so I don't think people will influence him as long as he feels confident that he can get in there and perform and win his matches. He'll probably just keep on going.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for your time and your opinion, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.